Hello fellas, we have made something unimaginable. NAFO has delivered now more than 500 pickup trucks to Ukraine. This is something what I would never dream even, that we can do it together. And this is example, the best example what people in the world can do. And NAFO is really the frontline helping Ukraine. And this matters a lot. Think how many lives have this car saved. Thousands and thousands. Fellas, you have to be proud today. As much we have already helped. But same time, we cannot stop. This is convoy number 35. We have to be strong. Talk about it. Like this video. Talk about how Ukraine is fighting and keep helping Ukraine. Believe me, these soldiers are heartfully thankful for that. They are moved how much people still care and help Ukraine. Because this evil war, there's no way, we have to help Ukraine to win. And fellas are the best helpers. Like the video, comment it, use the code words, Slava Ukraine.
Слава Україні! Героям слава!
This legend here was in Mariupol. He got basically out of captivity. You had some very crazy interviews by some whatever propagandist and so on. And now after that, like unbelievable journey, you found motivation and strength to go back to the army.
Yeah, I mean initially like it took me like probably well over a year to actually like recover to a degree where I was able to go back and still help out on the front line. Back in February this year, I was doing volunteer work around Avdiivka, and then around March time I made the decision to go back into service with the Gore International Legion in 2nd Squadron. And since then I've been trying to do as much as I can with like helping the guys in the unit get what they need to get the job done of like kicking the aggressor out.
Are you not scared that Russia, if they see you here, if they somehow capture you, they are going to torture the crap out of you and kill you?
I think like now, like capture wouldn't be an option for me. So like if the inevitable did ever occur, like I probably would just kill myself this time, just because I know there won't be any option for me surviving it because they will want to make an example out of me.
Okay. So you're always going to have a grenade on you just in case?
Pretty much.
And like that's a serious decision you made to know that by being here, you're literally giving your life for Ukraine potentially.
I mean, I've given it once with the death sentence, but like now I know, especially like we could get into the logistics of like the Geneva Convention, like with like how if you go back into service you're not protected by it, but I wasn't protected by it the first time because they don't respect the Geneva Convention.
Yeah.
So for now, like my main priority is like to stay here until we see victory. That's like my sole like passion in life, like is to do what I can for Ukraine and also do what I can for the guys and also try to talk about my guys that are still in captivity because the vast majority of my battalion are still in captivity after 2 years.
That's crazy, right? I mean, I really appreciate you and all your guys for literally giving up your freedom and your lives to be here. I think the donors who helped get this car and hopefully the next two, they're giving up some of their freedom as well. They can go out and spend that money to go buy the new iPhone or to go party or to go to nice restaurants. They're also sacrificing, but not with their lives. So I think it's a very fair trade, your lives for some extra spending money to help defend?
It's the most black and white conflict. It's the most conflict. There is no chance that Ukraine cannot win. It has to win. We need to do no matter what it takes, exactly. No matter what small sacrifices we all make, you know, donating and supporting and so on. What you think that what should volunteers and we as a supporters should do to help those soldiers to keep motivating and to keep morale up?
I think there's not much else I can suggest, because like everything the volunteer community has been doing has been massive morale boost to the guys that are on the front line. When I told my guys that I'd be fundraising to help get vehicles to our unit, like a lot of the guys were like happy with that, because like they know that they need vehicles as well, because the vehicles that we do have are very unreliable. So if you end up driving a unit to the position, like there's a chance that it might break down, or it might end up like just losing a tire because it's just so badly on the road.
Yeah, I drove this car yesterday, just within Kyiv, and I can show you this is nicer than my old Porsche Cayenne. This is a Toyota, it's a reliable, good, solid car.
You know, really great to see you again, and really great to see that you keep doing, you keep helping, and we are lucky to have so many people around the world travel here and keep supporting. This is the biggest convoy ever.
Yeah.
What we made. 29 cars, it's crazy, but you know, this is a small part of what we do. Like, it's still thousands of times easier than being in front line, getting hit. You know, seeing what is doing for the soldiers, to seeing your comrades getting killed, wounded, and so on. So, huge thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I want to give a big thank you to Mikado Media and Johnny FD, two close friends who have helped me create this fundraiser between ourselves to help raise funds for what is needed essentially on the front line. And I also want to give a big thank you to both Mikado Media and Johnny FD's followers for helping us achieve this goal of funding the first car for our fundraiser. The car is going to be put to good use on the front lines in aiding us with helping to carry out our mission, and also helping us to clear Ukraine of the invader. Slava Ukraini.
My name is Rebecca Wolf. I'm from Mesa, Arizona. And in my civilian life, I am an accountant for a remote company. I do a lot of volunteering in several different ways here in Ukraine, but the convoys really give me the most tangible productivity. You know, I feel like the most helpful to very specific situations, and I enjoy meeting the units that, like, I drove this truck here, and here's the unit I get to hand it off to. And so that gives me a lot of like productive purpose. It's so interesting to me that you meet perfect strangers on the first day. I mean, I might know 4 or 5 people, but you meet a perfect stranger, you get in a car together, and by the end, you are family. On this time, I've done it differently in the past, but I came directly from the US. So I came directly from the US to Tallinn, hopped in the car and drove here. So I've had like 4 hours of sleep in the past 6 days. And I am struggling a little bit right now. I'm exhausted. So I'm definitely going to change my plan in the future. Every bit counts. Every small, tangible difference helps. And I think this is probably one of the projects I think is the most important, because sometimes you donate $25 somewhere and you have no idea where it goes. If you donate $25 to this group, we deliver a truck to a military unit because of you. And so it seems really, really small, but it's so valuable and so important.
I actually was driving this car to here.
Oh, excellent. How does it drive?
It's a perfect on the highway.
Excellent. Good to hear.
Yeah, because honestly, like, Amarok is the most comfortable. Like, you know, it's really like Volkswagen's done an amazing job. Like, no question. But maybe, come on, you are basically Canadian with Ukrainian roots.
Yeah, correct.
Tell us your story. How did you end up here? How did you end up in the Ukraine military?
Was in the Canadian Army for 8.5 years roughly. When my Don started, I was in basic training. Basically, I knew there was going to be a war with the Russians because they've always been war with them. My grandfather, he was in Western Ukraine when the Russians invaded with the Nazis, and they killed his family. And then he ended up in a gulag. Then he fought in the Polish army in North Africa and Italy. So the family history was more so like that. Yeah, my down started, realized there was going to be a war at some time, so I stayed in the Canadian military to get experience. And when the war started, I cut my contract in Canada in order to come here, and then I started working, just training guys, medicine and basic soldiering. And then I ended up at the 130th Battalion because of mutual friends and been working there ever since.
But did you had also, because you was in Canadian Army, but did you had civilian life or?
Yeah. I had a civilian life, yeah.
And what did you do in your civilian life?
Before the army, I did everything. Construction, this and that.
Good. And from which part of Canada you lived?
Western part.
Western part?
Yeah.
So it's also freezing, isn't it?
Always.
So for you, this is usual, yeah?
Oh, it's weird. Canada will be colder by temperature, but Ukraine, it's so humid that even -5 is cold.
Okay.
Yeah, no, seriously, yeah. It could be -20 in Canada, but for some reason -8 in Ukraine is still cold.
You know, it's probably a huge mess here because it's the full-scale war. You can be ready, but organizationally it's difficult. What was the biggest shock for you when you arrived here, or it was everything what you expected?
In general, I have to say, like, on the grassroots level, Ukrainians are really strong, and you see it the same in Canada. It's a community culture, so all over Canada in the farming communities, you'd always see my grandparents' generation, my dad's generation. Like, if a farmer needed help, it was easy to help out. And I saw the same thing in Ukraine. Just a lot of grassroots initiatives to get vehicles, drones, uniforms, and even back in Canada, the diaspora was always collecting stuff for Ukraine. So it was really nice to see that. Another thing that was crazy to me was just how orderly everything was. Everything was still running on time. Nova Poshta still worked. That was really like pleasant surprises. Honestly, I expected more chaos, but Ukrainians were able to turn the chaos into order really quick. It's how I saw it.
And how much is basically, from the moment you arrived to Ukraine and today, what's the biggest changes in the military, like organizations, what you have seen?
Right now, drones for sure. Definitely drones, both sides. Using drones, it's insane. Every minute, 2 minutes, you have a drone flying past you. Unfortunately, the Russians are getting more organized. They're definitely getting more motivated.
Where you are now located, or which part of the front line you are?
Right now, we're in the Skhval Yar area, but soon to move to a new location.
But Skhval Yar is unbelievably fucked up active already last year, isn't it? Like 12 months.
Yeah. It's active.
And the tactic is same, small groups 24/7.
Yeah, definitely. That's like the tactical adaptation of drone war is there's no more ability to truly condense forces in a strong enough way to punch through. So it definitely seems to be small unit tactics creeping in and chipping away on both sides.
But I see that the most important skill you have been learning is making a borscht.
Oh yeah, no. I'm a natural cook. I make the best borscht.
Can you share us the secret how to make good Ukrainian borscht?
You got to use a lot of bones, a lot of collagen. That's the secret. You got to use. I prefer beef tail and beef cheeks. That's the way to go. But all that matters is love. You got to put a lot of love in it.
And how long it took you to do train and to being right borscht? That Ukraine would say, yeah, this is our guy.
Easy peasy. It's as long as you use Ukrainian-made ingredients, everything's good.
Okay. I understand that you are here and you stay here.
Yeah, I live here. It's my home.
So basically, you're not going back to Canada?
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Life's crazy. We'll see what happens.
Because I see that you wanna basically stay here, buy land, and make a wine.
Yeah. Some of the guys in our team, Artem, he is actually a wine producer. And the reality is, sadly enough, Ukrainian economy has been quite trashed by the war. Post-war, if we don't actually figure out a way to get the economy back in order, make economic reforms, because so much local industry, especially in agriculture, was destroyed by the Soviets, it's going to be worse. So we really have to get back to the good old farming the land and working hard and just making it a good place for the next generation.
No, but Ukraine has the best soil in the world, so being farmer here is probably the great choice.
Soon to be the best wine.
You know,
bad soil to make good wine, though.
Yeah.
I'll find some bad soil, Dad. I think there's some by Chasov Yar right now. Us from the 103rd Battalion would like to thank Special Kherson Cat and all the followers of Special Kherson Cat for this new machine, or this new vehicle. Vehicles, backbone of logistics in all military operations. Thankfully, it has the newest jamming equipment as well as night vision optics. Makes our life safer and helps us fulfill our role in the battle space better. Thank you very much, Special Kherson Cat and all your followers. Slava Ukraini.
You've got all of these here. Like, are you going to use all these up quite quickly? Like,
Yes. Yeah. Yes.
So we're going to have a new campaign very soon then.
I'm feeling grateful, according to manufacturer, that they are developing big drones, bigger than a typical 7, 9, and 10 each, like the Queen Hornet. It's in here, I believe. 17 each, because it gives us possibility to move more warheads, payloads to the designated targets. That's really appreciated.
Like 8 kilograms or something like that.
Yeah.
Like,
that's devastating power.
That's quite nasty, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like, and does that work quite well with your patch that you've got here? Then? Yeah. And what's this that you're wearing as well?
That's
this green
Rhodesian Air Force.
The Rhodesian Air Force hoodie that you've got. I mean, that's pretty niche hoodie that you've got.
A friend of mine creating merch.
It's the same story. Like all people start making some air forces, impossible country.
And I've asked everyone this question, right? And how important is a big jar of honey as well that we're giving you?
Yeah, it's very important because the conditions of life of.
What would you do? Would you like put it on the?
Yeah, that's okay.
Something like that.
Like the conditions of life of an average soldier is pretty harsh. So every spoon of that sweet honey will make it better.
That's the best honey answer I think we've had so far. Thank you, mate.
Thank you
so much. Thank you for your help.
So the drones. You come in, mate. Here, so this man here does a number of campaigns in drones. It's Dr. Drones, isn't it? As we call it, which is a really cool name.
Yeah.
So, you've got all of these together for these guys. Like, is there anything that you'd like to say to them?
Yeah, I mean, firstly, we're all very thankful for the work that you're doing. I mean, it's very impressive, and fundraising is our way to support you and show that we're here for you, and don't hesitate to tell us what can be improved, how we can have also all of these drones really adapted to your needs. And that's why it was really important that the cooperation was great with Wild Hornets, who are doing an amazing job with the drones. Also, just say a few words about the patch and why there's the French flag in it. So to fundraise for the campaign,
so much.
we really mobilized the French community, and some French officials donated quite a lot for this campaign. Particularly, I can't give it the names.
We are feeling we are not alone in this war.
And we even organized some fundraising dinners, some wine tasting events to fundraise specifically for these drones. So on behalf of all the donors, we really want to thank you, and again to say that we're going to keep supporting you to victory and beyond, of course.
Frankly speaking, I was really surprised how fast you fundraised the needed amount, because the stereotype about all the European population that is tired of the news of the war in Ukraine and so on, but you moved so fast, and I'm also grateful for your subtle communication about adapting it to our needs, because speaking from my heart, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Thanks.
Thank you very much.
And then the truck we got from Jake Bro, he raised an incredible amount of money with his YouTubers, $1.1 million in this campaign. That was his second campaign of over $1 million. And I'm going to give you one of these each.
Thank you,
gentlemen. I can put this on you. So we'll put it next to the.
Thanks.
Thank you.
No Velcro.
I know, mate.
Thanks to ultra low emission zone in London. That's really helpful for us.
Yeah, it's okay.
Thanks for the
Cheers,
support.
mate. Nice one, mate. Thank you. Thank you.
We want to share our gratitude to Arnaud and Adapt Drone community for fundraising money in a very short period of time and allocating 50 wild hornets for us that will do the devastating damage to our enemy on the battlefield. We really appreciate your help. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. Thank you.
Thank you so much. We're feeling that we are not alone in this work. Slava Ukraini!
Героям слава!
Where did you live? Because you didn't even leave Estonia when you joined the war.
No. I lived in Estonia. I was finishing my work in Aurora and as always in IT, and then.
So you basically worked in IT.
Yes.
And then fuck it, I go to frontline.
Exactly. I'm half Estonian, and my other half of my family is from Ukraine. My sister was born in Vinica, and my grandfather was also living in Vinica Oblast, in Peshanka village. So I deny to my comrades, I deny being foreigner here.
So you're local?
Yeah, so I'm totally local.
But for us, you are Estonian. But still,
I know. It's the.
So, but it's still like you
Yes.
work in startup in company which is far away from any military logic and stuff. Have you ever been in military man before?
Well, I've been trained in Kaitseliit in Estonia.
In Estonian Defense League?
Yes, in Estonian Defense League, and I was quite active in training there. And I think that guys with the military background, at least as mine, can totally join.
You applied to international league?
I applied to international league and I got invitation from 3rd Brigade almost immediately.
How they can prepare humans to not being afraid?
I don't think that it's possible. Yeah, I don't think it's possible. I think this part is left on a battlefield. Yes. Even now, I think we don't have any way to be assured that a man is capable of dealing with his fear. I saw men who are just crying all the time when there is situation of near death, but they deliver tasks better than others, and they are psychologically more healthy than others who will cry later, and so they don't keep this garbage inside, and the shaking hands. I will never ever judge anyone for being afraid anymore, because every person lives through this in his own terms. So being masculine macho it's not the only way. And sometimes it's not the way at all. I don't know. So I cannot answer this. Yeah.
What is the most dangerous for the artillery? Artillery or FPV drones?
Lancet. Yes. The drones that are the smart drones of Russian drones are really a serious threat.
Is there any effective countermeasure against Lancet?
Sometimes successful attempts to shoot them down with the anti-aircraft shooting, not rockets, but the
50 caliber or whatever.
Yes, exactly. So these guys were not only shooting down the drones, but they were also seeking for the attention of the drones. So they were focusing on these guys, not on us.
Okay.
Yeah, it was also dramatic for them. Yes.
Okay. Tarmo, let's do the photo because those guys helped you buy the drones.
Yes, Tarmo, and this is exactly what what I mentioned about. Yes. I mentioned about testing in new solutions as well, because the Autel drones have shown to the infantry already good results with being much more stable in weather conditions that we have right now. Not today, but all the other days. I don't know what you brought from here. Yes, exactly. Yes, I hope to test a pair of Autel drones also in a battlefield really soon. We have one. We will have now. This is very smart machine. I have worked with this. It's absolutely lovable machine. It has a great zoom and everything else.
Then you give the feedback and.
Yes. No, we are talking all the time. He also give feedback that how we can rebuild the Estonian Defense League in Estonia.
Yes.
That's also we need to be ready because Shahed was already in Latvia. It's a matter of weeks when one lost Shahed will end up in, I don't know, in Ida-Virumaa.
Most of times I'm worried about Estonia more than about a 3rd Brigade, because guys in 3rd Brigade, they are ready for like everything, but in Estonia we have to prepare as well, theoretically and we have practically as well. Yes, we have to do a lot of practice.
Okay, but really hope that this drone will help you.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you guys. Thank you. They will help, yes. Hello, Jay Bro. I want to thank you and your subscribers for these 2 latest deliveries to us. They are amazing deliveries with 2 Mavic 3T drones, with 16 Mavic 3 Pro drones. They are making difference on a battlefield. They are very important for us. Thank you very much.
There are more and more drones are part of basically the daily active combat. So tell us how much you use drones and what has changed your job or soldier's job by using drones.
We're holding the front line thanks to drones, to be honest. FPV with ammunition is effective. Mavic's drones and their shell drops are also effective. But good pilots are the most effective.
For what you will exactly use this car? Who will be using it? What will be the exactly focus?
This vehicle will be used in a fire support company. We have such platoons as machine guns, grenade launchers, UAVs, ground robots, which are controlled similarly to the FPV drones. We plan to use the ground robot to evacuate the wounded, bring provisions and ammunition to the positions. They can even use small ground-based drones to blow up bridges where our infantry cannot reach or where it is difficult. For example, to fly a drone to throw a shell and blow up a bridge. They also bring in a lot of anti-tank mines to prevent enemy vehicles from getting close.
Few months ago, I think that we was giving you ambulance, and it would be good you tell us how much this ambulance have helped you.
The ambulance works every day. Usually, the wounded are delivered to the ambulance by armored vehicles, and then the doctors do their work on the way to the stabilization center. I want to say that the vehicle has a very good all-wheel drive. It can drive all around. Even in difficult weather conditions, it can perform as good as pickup trucks. It gets out of most pits, drives on difficult stretches of road, picks up wounded soldiers and takes them to the stabilization center.
My community, and not only my community, we raise funds for this truck and for the truck for another battalion of the 5th Brigade. And these 2 patches helped us do that. One patch is a weapon that helped us a lot to get rid of helicopters, Russian, but mostly planes. Not that many helicopters were hit by Stinger, but I guess that was. So I wanted to commemorate that weapon that helped us to get our victory with this patch. This cat is my cat. Her name is Floki, and she died 1 year ago. It's gonna be 1 year anniversary. And she helped to raise funds after her death for the 3rd truck already. So please, if you have somewhere to put it, wear this with pride. I mean, it's gonna be an honor for me and for Floki too.
Дуже дякуємо за надану автівку Rick the Ukrainian та його підписники.
We're grateful to Rick the Ukrainian and his subscribers who raised funds and provided us with this vehicle, which will be used in the Bakhmut sector. It will be used to transport ground drones, Mavic, Auto and FPV drones that will effectively destroy the enemy.
FPV-дронів, які будуть ефективно знищувати ворога.
Glory to Ukraine. Glory to heroes.
Героям слава!
My name is Nikitos. I am the commander of the FPV unit of the 56th Rybak Brigade. We call ourselves Torturoos, from the word torture. Little torturers.
Like little torturers. Like, and is that because of it being an FPV? Like, where did the name come from?
Honestly, I don't know. The commander came up with it, and we got used to it.
And so you've got FPV pilots in your unit. You know, I'm sure you've got men. You know, that like yourself. Like, do you have like females as well now in the unit that are fighting?
Yes, now we have girls, and we call them torturoonies.
The torture.
Like pretty torturers.
And do they still need more people in their unit? More torturettes?
Yes, we need torturoonies. Our staff is constantly expanding, new people are coming in, and we constantly need drivers, pilots, programmers. We always need people. We never have enough of them.
There you go, so everyone, sign up, go and join the torturers and the torturettes. They are waiting for you. So we've brought you the truck and the drones, but like, does the armed forces and the state provide you everything you need?
Yes, we have a good supply of provisions, ammunition and a good supply of drones, but this is not always enough. If there is a high level of activity, we can release more than 100 drones in a day. The state cannot always provide us with that many drones.
They give you food though, like what type of food are you eating then?
The state provides fruit, meat, canned food and bread. We can afford to cook meat in the dugout. That is, we're relatively far from the front line, about 3-4 kilometers away.
But wait, hold on. Wait, like... Wait. What about honey?
Oh, honey, it's cool.
There you go, mate.
By the way, the paradox is that we are giving enough food, but we don't have a cook on staff, so we cook it ourselves. Our food often goes bad because we don't have time to cook it. To be honest, on combat missions, there is very little time for anything other than performing the task.
Yeah, this truck and the drones were again funded by a guy called Jake Bro. He's an American YouTuber. They raised $1.1 million. You're going to get a special Jake Bro patch, which is the campaign was all about 1,000 days of war. Let's hope that we can get it finished as quickly as possible with the torturers and the torturettes, so you can go back to some home cooking again soon, mate. Who drove the trucks? Anyone here? Ah, Florence, come in. The other thing with this truck is it's number 499. Florence is a regular supporter of the charity, and she actually drove the truck all the way over from Tallinn to Kyiv here. You've come originally from Belgium, right? And she would like to apply to be a torturette, is that right?
Yes, absolutely.
So you have your first new recruit, there you go, you can meet each
a
other.
good profile, I think.
We need torturoonies drivers.
I'm a good driver. I don't know if I'm a good torturist, but...
Yeah. Can you cook?
Hey Jake bro, I would like to thank you and your subscribers for raising money for our car. It will be used to transport us to and from our positions and perform combat missions. I also thank you for the 2 Mavic 3Ts and 3 Mavic 3 Pro. Glory to Ukraine!
Слава Україні!
My name's Charlie Rodway, and I live in the UK, and I live in the west of England in a little town called Cheltenham, and I run a property company as my day job. Our family company, all the directors are ex-military, and so since the first invasion, we've always actually given money. But it's been a bit unsatisfactory to just see money go out and not have any idea what happens to it. So when a mutual friend who's been on this convoy before told me about it and invited me to come and join, straight away I thought that's what I want to do. I want to be able to come and see something delivered and see some real impact. To my mind, there's nothing more important in the world at the moment than making sure that Russia's defeated and Ukraine prevails. And I don't know why that a lot of politicians don't seem to realize this. So from the very beginning, we thought, well, we'll do what we can as a company. So we've given about 20,000 a year, which is not a huge amount, but it's something. It's a start anyway, and which equates to one of these vehicles. So it's been really good for us. I think my message to anybody else who's out there is that we can all do something to help. Doesn't matter if it's big, doesn't matter if it's small, but everyone can do something.
So maybe let's tell who you was before the war.
Before the war, I was a video operator. I'm working at YouTube channels in Kiev, shooting some stuff, cars, mobile phones and other technology species. And so this was my job. This was a fun job, I think, yeah. And after I joined the army, I do almost the same. I fly in drones, shooting some fun videos with Russians, and I think it's cool that I find my job in the army.
Can you tell us how Azov is training people to the frontline reality?
The training is everyone with motivation have all chances to get to finish, and we have a good teachers, good trainers with experience in fight, and this is the main reason why our training one of the best in Ukraine, because it's preparing to all of the possibilities that you can find in the trenches in the war. Yeah.
But first, as I understand, you was infantry and then later turned into the drone operator.
Yes.
So tell us, because for the almost everyone here you can't imagine what it takes if you're in the front line, in the trench, and you will get bombed by the artillery. How basically people mentally can survive that? What is the things that, because as I understand, for the many soldiers, the most afraid is first week, 2, because it's so huge difference.
So I think all soldiers think about their family, their closest people that stay in care in the Kiev and other places of Ukraine, and these thoughts help them to survive, to fight, and don't give up. Yeah, and remember all stuff that teach them in the previous training union, and this experience can help them to survive, and our commanders making all decisions to get people live.
And specifically, I think you guys are very trained to the street fight and city fights, which is probably the most toughest, and you need
the most toughest.
most experienced people to go.
Yeah.
What about the Russian side? If you see them, is they like basically exactly just meat from which is just mobilized or joined the army recently, or who is the enemy now?
Unfortunately, I don't meet them, but it's regular people. Sometimes it's people from jail that can fight here to make it possible to release on their homeland. So it's sometimes regular people, sometimes it's special units. It depends on the plans of the enemy.
Do you also see this Kadyrov, Ahmad in this area?
In criminal forest, yeah, the forces our positions.
Okay.
In New York, I don't know.
Got it.
I know that they use a lot of FPV pilots, Ahmad, and as I know, they are very experienced.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much.
And we really hope that this drones will help to.
Thank you, guys.
To basically keep the enemy away, and it will do a effective job.
Yeah, thank you for your help. Hi, my name is Nord. I'm from 12th Brigade of National Guard of Ukraine. Thank you, Liberty Drones, and especially Eric and Tavi, for helping us with these 64 FPV drones that help us to strike enemy positions. Slava Ukraini!
As we told, that this is a war which affects everyone, every person, every family. And now we have here Ivan, and maybe you will tell your story.
I am from the Cherkasy region, Zoltanosha district, Krutki village. Last August in 2023, I was already with you. Thank you very much for almost the same car, a Toyota Hilux.
But as I understand, your son is now basically on the unit.
Yes, my son has been fighting since the first day of the full-scale war in Ukraine, just like me. I have already been demobilized, but my son continues to fight.
But basically, let's talk more that you are basically exactly the farmer. The one of the best things which Ukraine is famous is exactly best soil, best farmers, and so on. Are you still basically can be effective farmer today, or let's talk about that?
Of course, it is possible. We have to live. We need Ukraine to prosper. And how is this possible without agriculture? Soldiers need something to eat on the battlefield.
Your son now joined the army. What is your son doing?
He's in the 14th Regiment of Unmanned Aerial Vehicles. He's a pilot. Before the war, he lived in Kiev and was running a business.
The car was driving from Estonia by Argo. Where is Argo? Let's come here. So basically, Argo is also a farmer from Estonia, and he basically helped to get this car to here. Because, you know, end of the day, we need like people, usual people helping us, usual people, and now we have exactly farmer helping farmer.
I am very pleased. Thank you very much. A lot of men in Ukraine went to war. What is the situation with people now? Do you have enough people on the farm now? You know, I was at war for 2 years. My wife was engaged in agriculture, and my comrades helped me. Now I have been demobilized and my workers have been mobilized, and now they are fighting. Thank you very much that there are such strong people like you, such a strong nation as Ukrainians who help. The whole world is also helping. Europe, Estonia, Latvia and other countries are helping. I am extremely grateful to you.
A year ago we was in Lavra, we had handover, and same moment Kinshan was flying.
Matris 300, the drone, so he has got lots of friends from abroad.
This is Pepe.
Everybody, we need to go to the bomb shelter.
And this guy was like, yeah, okay. And everybody else, not everybody, some people, you need to take a cover, guys. But he was like, oh, okay, and then we talked.
I would like to thank the 69th Sniffing Brigade for their help in raising funds for this pickup truck. Thank you very much. I'm a member of the Psychological Support and Recovery Group. This group was created about 2 months ago according to the order of the Commander-in-Chief of the Ukrainian Armed Forces. Before that, I was a deputy commander of a mortar battery.
Okay, but this is very interesting and important. Can you a little bit share more what exactly your unit does and how you help the soldiers regarding psychological side?
When there are active hostilities, every soldier has an external impact. This includes shell bursts and external influence when friends die, when comrades die. This has a great impact on the mind. The task of this group is to identify in time the soldier who has fallen under this influence, so that they do not have a nervous breakdown, do not want to leave everything and leave the military unit without permission. We hold conversations and provide psychological support.
Because exactly now the war is already 2.5 years soon, you know, sadly we hit 1,000 days of the war. And the psychological help and the quality of soldiers is more and more important. Is the people in your unit professional psychiatrists or who is actually doing that job?
When we identify any psychological pathology in a soldier, we refer them to a battalion psychologist. The battalion psychologist has the right and even the obligation to refer them to a psychiatrist for further evacuation. And then, if medical intervention or medical rehabilitation is required, they are sent to a rehabilitation center. In Ukraine, there are institutions, for example in the Kiev region or Ternopil region, where specialists treat the soldiers professionally. And as a rule, a soldier returns in 2 or 3 weeks with a stable mood.
And let's basically talk also with Valery and tell us, because you helped all to do that, tell a little bit more about your NGO and what you do.
Our organization has existed since the beginning of the war. The guys turned to us for help. We saw their destroyed jeep, and we immediately became more active. Thanks to your organization, NAFO, we raised money in 2 months. And now the guys have a jeep and everything they need for it.
And also tell us, like, it's getting more and more difficult to fundraise money and so on. So how basically is this job now, how much is changed, you know, to help to fundraise and to find the help?
Thanks to people who understand that we need help. And we have partners like France and Belgium. They help us a lot. We help with medicines, turnstiles, anything we can do to help. We provide everything the guys ask for. Our European partners help us a lot.
So you speak English, no?
No, French.
Oh, French. Damn! I don't speak French, you know. You speak? Oh, okay, okay. So let's, but let's ask from her, like, how she got involved exactly helping as a French person, and what's her story?
Quand la guerre a commencé, en fait, en 2022, on a voulu absolument aider nos soldats et on a eu énormément dans notre région en fait de réfugiés. Et on a commencé à avoir des contacts avec l'ONU, avec beaucoup d'organisations comme le Rotary, le Lions Club, qui sont venus chez nous et qui nous ont apporté énormément d'aide humanitaire et de français. Matériel médical, en fait à la base on faisait également de l'alimentaire parce que nous on a eu énormément de réfugiés, on a eu plus de 200 000 réfugiés qui sont venus sur Tchernovtsi sans rien, mais vraiment sans rien.
Huge thank you. This is our badge.
Thank you.
This is our badge. And for the soldiers, you know, one more time, we have the food from Estonia.
I really like Estonia. This is to give your unit a taste of Estonia. There is chocolate, bread, sausage, cheese. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Keep helping.
Thank you to your society. I hope that this car will help you and you will be even more effective in your work. This is for you. This thing is unique. Thank you. I would like to express my gratitude to the 214th OPFOR Battalion for raising funds for this wonderful vehicle and drones that will help to detect and destroy enemy infantry and equipment in time. Glory to Ukraine! We're a specialized battalion called Skhval of the 5th Assault Brigade, which was established on May 19, 2024. The battalion was created exclusively from former prisoners released on parole, except for those in command. However, the battalion's management is also made up of career military. The battalion and its approach to working with people are very specific. Each prisoner was in prison for different articles. There are no serious crimes. For example, we don't recruit for murder. Usually it's theft, robbery or something else.
Do you need to train them specially, or what you need to do differently? How you see how easy or difficult is the work being commander of ex-convicts exactly?
They have just been released from prison and it is very difficult to talk to them. They have a special slang that is difficult to understand. I spent a week trying to understand them. And in a month I had already weaned them off it because they said right away, as soon as you come to the armed forces of Ukraine, to our battalion, forget about your slang. Forget many things, because you are now members of the armed forces of Ukraine. Our unit is more motivated than many other mobilized soldiers.
That is the most important, to get the most motivated people to help to basically destroy the enemy. That's the only way how we can win the war. Tell us where you are now.
Our unit was one of the first to participate in the Kursk operation. They were among the very first to cross the border with Russia and storm the very first strongholds.
Wow! So I hope you got lucky to get many prisoners.
I cannot tell you anything.
Okay, that's the best answer. But you know, I believe that, you know, war. So we have some also, not only car and everything, but also some food and stuff from Estonia.
They like to have their cake and eat it too.
So many people are here. We really do everything to make you effective so you can destroy enemy most effectively. And I believe you have a very motivated team. Thank you so much. Thank you.
I also want to thank you and give you our brigade chevrons and the separate chevron of our battalion. These are for you. Hello, Rig the Ukrainian. Hello to your followers. You are a normal Jackie Chan. Thank you and your subscribers for this wonderful car. Please subscribe to his channel. Cheers. Glory to Ukraine.
Слава Україні.
I'm going to get straight to the important question first. Like, how important is honey to the medical team, Dima?
It is very important because it is the cold season now. Tea with honey is great.
Perfect. So would you like, I mean, you can just take the honey and not the COSSACK truck then, like, is that better?
Okay.
No, but we have to go on a little tour and go and show him it. Before we do it, just before we do it, like, Annalisa here, I'm going to bring Annalisa in as well. Come in and join us here.
Hey, Dima. Nice to meet you.
Annalisa, how many of these trucks have you fundraised now?
5.
5. And Annalisa always fundraises for casualty evacuation vehicles like this. What we'll do now is we will just go and have a look in what's actually done to the truck and why it's not just a normal Toyota Hilux. Whoa! Whoa! So, Dima, how have you been evacuating people at the moment? Do you just use a normal truck?
The car we were using was hit by a drone and unfortunately it burned down.
Right.
The drone warning system worked and no one was hurt.
Your last truck was damaged and some of your combat medics have been wounded.
Yes, and the car was labeled as an ambulance in English, but that didn't stop them from destroying the medical crew.
Annalisa, this is good timing, right?
It's definitely good timing.
So in this truck, we put this back box on it, and then you can see here different lighting system, power. It has heating.
This is great. We need this.
Perfect. You've got mud tires because it's starting to get a bit cold and the weather's going to get rubbish.
It's great because it's the rainy season and on some roads we drive through swamps. It's critical to have mud tires that will pull the vehicle out of the mud on all-wheel drive.
And Annalisa, what are these here? Like, can you explain what these are?
Yeah, so that's the first thing that we started like providing for Ukraine back in 2022 already. So my company makes packaging from wool, and we made wool mattresses. That's where the fundraising all started from, and then we moved on to Medivac, so you can sleep on it. Like, I know that the mattress is not a lot, it's not like drones or trucks, but at least we hope that it's something that will make your day a little bit more comfortable, because these have all been made by volunteers, my friends, who just come and help us make these mattresses with their hands.
Your campaign, your fundraising campaign, had a special patch as well, didn't it? That I'm just trying to find. It's really
I've actually
cool.
never seen the patch myself.
Have you
yet.
never seen the patch?
But I drew it myself, so it's made by me.
Can you explain that?
Can I see it?
Take it and have a look.
Oh, it's actually cool. Yeah.
So, Annalisa, present Dima with the patch to go with his COSSACK truck.
Here you go. Here's the patch that we made for you.
Oh, it's nice. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.
It's beautiful.
Thanks.
So, mate, I'm sorry about the... Hopefully this is a okay replacement for your old truck, mate.
Yes, of course. The car is great. I would like to thank Woola on behalf of our entire team. They are really looking forward for this vehicle because it will be used to evacuate the wounded after heavy fighting. So many thanks and glory to Ukraine.
І слава Україні.
Who you was before the war?
Before the war, I was engaged in the transportation of various goods in many foreign countries. I am a seaman.
Seaman? Ah, so you was on the sea. Wow. But how much you traveled before? What or you was seaman, international seaman?
Yeah, international, like 7 years.
7 years on the sea.
Yeah.
How many countries do you visited?
So many countries.
Okay, wow.
Why are you called a professor? They call me that. And who were you before the war?
Я колись був теж моряком.
I used to be an international seaman too.
Потім відкрив свій заклад.
And then I opened my own establishment in my city. It was a simple bar.
Просто бар.
Oh! Okay, good. And where is your hometown? What's your hometown?
Nikolaev.
Nikolaev. So you had the bar in Nikolaev. So we all know that if war ends, we can go to his bar to Nikolaev. So you will open it again. Orcs must die, you know.
Yeah.
Can you tell basically, as you are very effective drone unit, what makes drone unit effective? What's the secrets?
Our unit is effective because of the team that has gathered in it. All the guys are motivated, like-minded people, and that's why we have great success in battles.
Where you are now, basically, can you share what's today frontline? Where you are now standing in frontline?
Robotina.
Robotina. At the south, okay. But Robotina...
Are the battles in Robotin very active now? I heard that the Russians are constantly attacking along the entire front line. They are looking for weaknesses. Yes, they are. Now we see the accumulation of large numbers of personnel and we see the enemy's activation. It hasn't stopped since our counteroffensive, but now we see that the enemy is getting much bigger.
What tactics are you using for the attack? Are it small groups going?
Small groups, yes, same.
Same. So they basically have adopted the same tactics everywhere now?
Yes, yes.
But how big is like 5-10 people?
5-10 people.
And 24/7 sending them all the time?
Yeah. Morning time, evening time.
So which means that you also need to work 24/7. How
Yes.
many? So which means that you have every moment 5 to 10 FPV drones?
Yes, we every moment.
Okay.
24 hours, 7 days per week.
With thermal cameras?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Artillery also working now, like from Russian side or?
From Russian side, too much artillery. Our side also have artillery working good, but from Russian side it's too much. And also we use FPV drones, destroyed this artillery, no problem.
Okay. Those drones which are using, is this all made Ukraine or you have also some from other countries?
Recently, it has been Ukrainian production.
You are still fully voluntary unit or you are now growing to the also mobilized people or?
Most of the mobilized guys came from the beginning of the full-scale war, but now there are more volunteers who come to the unit.
As Russia is attacking in small groups, so your main topic is now to just destroy basically those small units, or they still also use tanks and other things?
If the personnel is not moving and there are no assault operations, we are engaged in rare work. Our target is artillery, tanks, and so on. We're looking for them. We determine their logistics and destroy their rare.
How far from frontline drone operators are working now?
We used to work on the contact line near the guys from the observation post. Once we worked a kilometer away, depending on the ammunition we use.
Використовуємо який засіб ураження.
We would like to express our gratitude to Jake Bro and his followers for raising funds for this vehicle, which will help us to carry out our combat missions in the Zaporizhia sector and destroy the enemy. Together we will defeat them and end this war. Glory to Ukraine and our heroes, defenders and women defenders.
Захисникам та захисницям.
Our tasks are reconnaissance. We perform combat missions in the Luhansk sector and the village of Bilohorivka, and we have been holding these positions for more than 2 years.
How important is it to have sort of local small jammers like this now to protect you when you're working?
They are very important because the enemy has a lot of FPV drones. The electronic warfare systems will be used not only on such vehicles, but also on our armored COSSACK vehicles. We have 2 of them. This will also ensure the safety of armored vehicles and their personnel.
That's a Ukrainian armored vehicle, right?
Yes.
What do you think of that as an armored vehicle?
Very good car, very good armor and comfortable to use, very reliable, good cars in general. Some of the best cars that Ukraine has made.
This truck started its journey here on Friday morning, and these 2 guys here drove it over. And they've both come from the United Kingdom, so they drove 2,000 kilometers non-stop to bring it here for you today. So you guys are ex-British military. Like, what inspired you to come here and help Ukraine and him today?
So my nephew has just joined the British Army, infantry, and in fact in January is going to be training Ukrainian soldiers in the UK.
I have not been to the UK, but there are 3 people from my unit who have trained in the UK.
When this part of the war started, many people thought they would lose very quickly. But because of the Ukrainian fighting spirit and their grit and their determination, you are still fighting. And that is a huge motivation factor for all of us who support you. Because you are trying so hard and we want to help you. And we're not allowed to help you like this. So we help you by driving and giving you money.
So we say thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So the truck was also fundraised by Jake Bro, and he's from the United States as part of his 1,000 Days of War campaign, and I think we're about 20 days up until that point now. $1.1 million was raised in this campaign, and we've brought 30 trucks in total, and I think 14 in this convoy alone from it.
Thank you very much. I'd like to thank Jake Bro and his followers for this great car and the drones. Thank you for 2 Mavic 3T drones with thermal imaging, which will help us a lot at night. As well as thank you for 2 Mavic 3 Pro.
So it's so great to see you. How we saw in July.
Right.
So July and now is November. Tell what has been these 4 months. Is it 4? 4 or 5 months? Yeah,
about it.
What has been changes, you know, and how 47 Brigade is doing? I'm still a fan of how you guys use Bradleys and so on, but how Brigade is doing now?
So since July. July and August we spent still in Avdiivka-Pokrovsk campaign. So hard-fought defensive battles. After that, we were brought out for a brief 4 weeks, sort of to regain some capabilities, to recruit more people, to train them. And now we brought back into fight in basically new axis, Kursk offensive. So right now we were brought there to kind of to strengthen our forces there.
So 47 is now in Kursk?
Yeah.
All of you? Because
I'm not sure that I should kind of, yeah.
Okay, so let's say just that 47 is in Kursk.
Yeah.
Because usually I just know that in Ukraine you could have like 1 battalion in south, 1 in east, and 1 whatever. And but okay.
Let's keep it.
Let's keep it simple. Let's keep it simple. Kursk, but Kursk probably in November is absolutely different what it was in August.
Sure.
So it's probably. By the way, have you seen any North Korean soldier?
No, I didn't catch them, but maybe today.
Okay, so you go back and catch them. We really want to see and make some interview with them.
Okay. Just next time, let's do that.
Take me a call. We will find somebody who speaks Korean and we will make interview. Or we just use AI. You know, no problem with that. But tell us the reality in Kursk, because it's the unbelievably now active and intensive, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Isn't it that this car that we gave you in July was burned now? And
yeah, exactly.
So basically, we was giving car in July, and was it like months ago you shared, or 2 months ago?
Yeah.
You shared videos that the car got hit by a FPV drone.
Yeah, exactly.
And it had
few of them.
And it had a jammer. So my question is, how this FPV drone was successful? What was the case?
Look, we would need to kind of make proper investigation into it to kind of answer it definitively. However, we suspect that it was controlled by optical fiber, which is kind of not jammed, or some new frequencies that we are not completely protected against. So it could be, either way. Also, you must remember that jammers are not kind of cure, like 100% cure. So it still has its own diagram, how in what kind of projections it works the best. So sometimes it is possible still to kind of to hit the car with the jammer if you find a proper kind of direction. Sometimes it is possible, so I wouldn't exclude that either.
Okay. But what about, because exactly, there are two things. The frequency is changing, and I understand that we are now, I think, that giving you 400 to 500, and this is to 700 to 800. Okay. But we already ordered 300.
Yeah, exactly. That's good. Also, you'll need probably like 2.4.
Yeah, the high and low.
Yeah.
But isn't it that we are reaching limits how much you can do?
Yeah, probably. We'll need to figure out some, I don't know, dynamic system or something like that.
But what about the biggest, the most dangerous thing now is FPV drones by the fiber.
Yeah.
How much you see them in Kursk?
I think they are the most presence of these drones are occurring in Kursk right now. So basically there are few main routes, logistical routes that are watched and controlled, and it is the plan is to kind of knock out logistics with those FPV drones on kind of pre-planned kind of access.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I have seen even videos that Russians was hitting some, not Bradleys, but some MRAP or whatever with and you have like basically FPV drones with using optical cable, and you have 4C video, which is like this unbelievably quality thing. And as I understand, this FPV drone is not only moving anymore directly, but it can go left and right, which means that the key is the quality of optical cable.
Yeah, and also our inability to jam them. So
do you have any effective countermeasure against FPV drones by optical cable? Besides shooting them with rifle?
Yeah, that's the way.
That's the only way?
Probably, yeah.
No, that's super dangerous.
Yeah.
We're still lucky that there are people around the world who is believing you, and who is not only believing but traveling here from Canada, from US, from New Zealand, from Germany, from Belgium, Sweden, Estonia, Latvia, and so on. And luckily they also like support, so we can give you more care, because every day war is destroying it.
Yep.
So, and we know that you are one of the best to basically just kill the orcs. That's the mission that we have.
Thank you. We try our best.
Yeah, and we know that you have a result. As I said, I'm an entrepreneur. It's return on investment in this brigade is high.
Yeah.
But thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you.
And here is basically the badges. So we are now reaching the 1,000 days of the war.
Yeah.
That's why there is the badge.
Right.
And we really hope that we will definitely keep you supporting, and not only that, those cars, but we're also looking the more and more the drone stuff. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Hi Jake, today we've received this beautiful pickup truck and 5 drones. For that I want to thank you and also to thank your followers for making this possible. This car will make our lives easier on the Kursk offensive operation. And thank you very much, and Slava Ukraini!
Our unit belongs to a new kind of troops, unmanned systems forces. We are representatives of a company that strikes with unmanned aerial systems. We work with all drones available in the armed forces of Ukraine, large, small and medium, with different flight ranges, different payloads. Absolutely with all unmanned aerial systems. Therefore, this vehicle will help us greatly in logistics and in providing our unit with the necessary equipment and gear.
We can explain that this is It's not just a simple truck in the back either. This has actually been modified to work with reconnaissance units. Well look, Max, come and have a look in here, mate. Like, we're going on a little tour, cause chaos with the cameras. It's pre-installed with tables that fold down, chairs, screens, and it should also be able to fit the flight cases and boxes for things like Leleka, Poseidon, Shark. And the idea is, like, by doing this, you can go to work straight away. We've got fold-down chairs in the back as well. Yeah?
I can assure you that this vehicle will be delivered to our unit as soon as possible and will be sent to perform combat missions as soon as possible. Once again, I'm grateful for your support and assistance.
This man here, this is Roland. Roland's been involved with the charity from the beginning and actually buys most of the trucks, fixes them, and also drove this one over. And it's him and his friend that then make sure this works and then modify it inside.
Anyway, thank you for you guys.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're very brave.
Thank you.
Nice one.
Yeah, thank you. We stay strong, and thank you for all helping for our army. We will win, and come to Ukraine when we will win.
Thank you, mate.
I express my gratitude to you, Jake Bro, and for your subscribers for your help in raising funds for this vehicle. It will be performing combat missions along the entire front line and destroying the Russians.
Slava Ukraini!
These guys, it's one of the most famous brigades in Ukraine, I would say, like the 93rd. But if they could just start just by introducing who you are and exactly what you do in the unit.
Я сам родом з Донецької області.
I am from Donetsk region, and my home is now under occupation.
Ворог
The enemy killed my father. I managed to take my mother to safe territory.
скажімо так, на нашу територію.
I'm sorry to hear that, mate.
We're a separate machine gun platoon. We're engaged in fire support. We cover our colleagues with fire. We have a lot of tasks in general.
This is very beautiful. Did you bring this along?
This is a gift from our brigade. It is from the east. It was used against the enemy in the village of Klishchiivka. This is a fuse from a M777 howitzer. It was painted by students from our creative university who study at the art faculty.
What does it say?
These lines are from our Ukrainian patriotic song, which says that our country was united, is united now, and will be united in the future.
It's amazing, isn't it, how you can make something so horrible as like a shell casing from war into something beautiful as a piece of art.
We want to thank you for what you are doing, and thank you for this car. The vehicles help us a lot.
It's got a truck, it's got the food, jammers, honey, and you're also going to get the Sniffing Brigade patch.
And this is for you, our patch. Thank you. We'll change.
Thank you very much.
We would like to thank our Ukraine Matters subscribers, specifically for your help in raising funds for this vehicle. It will perform tasks in the Bakhmut sector. We could go on for a long time about how drones have changed not only the tactics of war, but also the strategy. But I would like to mention at least a few of those achievements that are significant for us. Thanks to the Unmanned Systems Battalion of the 110th Air Mobile Brigade, more than 200 units of armored vehicles, light vehicles and enemy tanks were destroyed. The destruction of the enemy's Terminator complex in 2023 in the battles near Avdiivka is also indicative. This is a modern complex for supporting armored vehicles.
It is a big deal. Like the Terminator was like going to be the big scary piece of Russian equipment. And what did you do before the war?
I was a legal consultant and political scientist. I was engaged in PR and various advertising projects. For some time I had my own business and was also involved in political PR and political campaigns. I even once ran for the Kyiv City Council.
Wow, okay.
Both Taras and I are volunteers. That is, we joined the army on our own. And it was to the 110th Separate Mechanized Brigade. Why did we choose it? Because unfortunately there are not many strong commanders in the war. And the quality of the tasks we face depends on the commanders.
My last question for them is, so you both gave up your old lives to go and fight and defend your country. My question then to him is, you know, for the men that are not motivated to go and defend their country and actually do something, you know, what would you say to them?
Well, I would say that serving in the Ukrainian army is an honor, while serving in the Russian army is not only dishonorable but also tragic. Therefore, if we do not serve in the Ukrainian army, many of us will have to serve in the Russian army.
Багатьом доведеться служити вже в іншій армії. Thanks, Dach Battalion, and thanks all subscribers and all supporters. Слава Україні!
We are one of the most effective units using UAVs to destroy all targets we can find. It's infantry, heavy equipment, light equipment, shelters. Everything we can get, we destroy.
Все, що можемо дістати, ми все знищуємо. Ми відбиваємо штурми дронами.
In October, our unit destroyed 350 units of various vehicles.
Знищив 350 одиниць техніки різної.
I'll ask him a really horrible question then. Like, so what's the thing that he's most enjoyed blowing up or killing?
I really like the way their Grad systems and T-90s tanks burn.
Oh, did you? Wow! Oh, mate! Oh, wow! Yeah! Wow!
They explode and burn very well.
How long's he been in the military?
I started serving at the beginning of the full-scale invasion.
And what were you doing before?
Before that, I was a restaurant manager. One of my cafes was located on the border with the Belgorod region. And on the first day, it was burned down by the Grad system.
So it's a bit of revenge for you then?
It's more about protecting my home, my loved ones, our children, wives, brothers, sisters.
This truck was fundraised as part of the Jake Bro campaign. He raised $1.1 million as part of the fact that we're coming up to 1,000 days since the full-scale invasion. So let's hope it doesn't go on for too much longer, that you have protected your family and land, and that you can get back to running restaurants and living in a peaceful place.
Hello, Jake Bro. Thank you and your followers for raising money for this wonderful vehicle. It will help us destroy our enemies in the Kursk sector.
Слава Україні! Героям слава!
So we're at the end of Convoy 35. Again, the biggest one ever. 28 trucks handed over, drones, and thank you so much for continuing to support. You can see in the background the amazing city and Ukraine and its people. It's starting to get a bit cold here, hence I'm dressed up a little bit warmer, and it's going to be a long winter in Ukraine, so we still need your help. So if you can, still support our fundraising campaigns and help us to keep growing and growing these convoys. All the people that you've met today, all the people you can see around trying to enjoy their weekend, will be super, super grateful. If you haven't already subscribed to our channel, you can. 69 Sniffing Brigade. We're also on social media, Instagram, X. And please like this video and comment on your favorite unit, who you've liked, or what else you'd like to see from our content in the future. And we'll keep trying to make stuff that you find enjoyable, but also informative about the war here in Ukraine. Thank you so much. Slava Ukraini, Heroям Slava.